And good morning, everyone. This is the one and the only AJ, and this is the Morning Blitz Sports Talk Podcast. I am sorry, guys. I have not been around a lot. I've been dealing with a bunch of stuff, medical, personal, business, the same old routine every time. This is the Morning Blitz. What are we going to be talking about tonight? Or at least today, or this morning, this morning. Sorry about that. Well, this is the Saber Emergency episode. So, first off, let's get on the topics. Thursday night football. Joe Flacco comes out. My boy, Joe Cool. Unfortunately, he's currently playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. The man who has been seemingly going around playing for almost every single team in the AFC North, pulled it off. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 33-31 victory with a field goal kick right into the uprights. Joe Flacco led the charge, being once again the man of many talents and all that good stuff. That is the one and the only Joe Flacco, the man that I remember leading my Baltimore Ravens to glory at one point. Now has essentially a 40-year-old who helped Cincinnati snap the 4-game losing streak. He was 31 of 47 passing for 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. It was the first win for the Bengals since starting quarterback Joe Burrow suffered a toe turf injury in week 2. Burrow watched from the sideline with a walking boot on his left foot as Flacco made plays in the closing minutes to prevent Cincinnati from the disaster of a collapse. The Bengals trailed by a point after leading for the bulk of the contest when the Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth caught a 68-yard touchdown pass from Aaron Rodgers with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. But in his 23rd regular season game against the Steelers, which 4-2, Joe Flacco delivered with Cincinnati on the cusp of field goal range. He hit wide receiver T. Higgins for a 28-yard completion down the left sideline that made McPherson's kick a relatively easy one. McPherson is among those who have enjoyed having veteran quarterback on their team. I love his attitude and what he brings to the team, says the kicker, who now has 8 career tying or go-ahead kicks in the final 2 minutes of regular season contests. He's done a really good job connecting with guys on a really short notice. Joe Flacco. Oh, he did connect. He connected with T. Higgins and wide receiver Jamar Chase against the Steelers. Chase set a franchise record with 16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. It was his 9th game, more than 150 receiving yards, passing Jerry Rice for the second most in the first 5 seasons of his NFL career. Chase again praised the franchise decision to acquire Flacco to be the starting QB. He quotes, "It's honestly good having him here for us," Chase says. The organization made a big jump on him. We believe in him. We got him. He came in doing his thing and showing off for us. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor said Flacco's experience was crucial in a game that Cincinnati needed to have, and a veteran almost made it look effortless. The coach's comment was, "It's easy for him," and it's not because he's putting in the work. He's so experienced in the situation. You gain a lot of confidence from that because he goes out there and it's not too big. Last week, Flacco was going down Interstate 75, talking to Taylor on the phone as the coach started explaining as much of the playbook as quickly as possible. Despite his experience, Flacco wanted to make sure he didn't waste an opportunity. On Thursday night, Flacco talked about the relief his family probably felt to see him complete another game. In his post-game news conference, Flacco said he was eager to hear how that relief morphed into excitement. "I can't wait to talk to my wife tonight and just hear it in her voice and all those things, Flacco said. Talking to family reminds you of how special this is. All right. So, as a longtime Baltimore Ravens fan, I want to say this. I will always respect Joe Flacco. I'm always going to be a Joe Flacco fan. It's never going to change. Yes, I despise the Cincinnati Bengals. Cannot stand the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't even consider the Browns the Browns. At the end of the day, the respect that I have for Joe Flacco will never change. Joe Flacco is the quarterback that quarterbacks should thrive to want to be. I know a lot of people want to be the next Tom Brady. Why would you want to be a Tom Brady when you can be a Joe Flacco? Kind flies under the radar, still performs in high pressure situations, and can lead your team to a potential Super Bowl. This man is the real deal, and no one gives him his flowers. I'm giving Joe Flacco his flowers right now. However, let's go to the games that are coming up this week. Because we just did the Thursday night. For Sunday, we have Rams and Jaguars, Saints and Bears, Dolphins, Browns, Patriots, Titans, Raiders, Chiefs, Eagles, Vikings, Panthers, Jets, Giants, Broncos, Colts, Chargers, Commanders, Cowboys, Packers, Cardinals, Falcons, Niners, Buccaneers, Lions. Now, Monday night's a doubleheader again. So it's Buccaneers, Lions, Texans, Seahawks. And then the teams on a bye are the Bills and the Ravens. So let's go all the way to the beginning. Rams versus Jaguars. I am going to put these into the comments. I'm going to say who's going to win, who's going to lose. And I'm also going to put down upset game of the week if I feel that game is an upset of the week. So, let's see here. Upset game. I'm going to put Jaguars over the Rams. Ooh. I know, right? That's a spicy one. Upset game will be Jaguars over the Rams. I'm going to put Saints. I'm going to put Bears over the Saints. Yeah, Bears over the Saints. Yeah, Bears over the Saints. Browns over the Dolphins. I don't, it's how much people want to be like, oh, the Dolphins don't have that. The Browns need a win. I think this could be the game where we finally see Shador Daniels play. Could be wrong. Could be so wrong it's not even funny. But I just don't see it being wrong. I don't. Not at all. I see it being one of those things where, yeah. That's why I keep telling people, there's just some things that But the question is the head coach of wait a minute, did the head coach of the Browns get fired? I don't know. I have to double check that. I do put the Patriots over the Titans. Mike Vrabel getting revenge on the Titans makes sense. I'm gonna put Raiders over the Chiefs. Yep, we're gonna put Raiders over the Chiefs. I'm gonna put Eagles and Vikings. JJ McCarthy taking on the Eagles. Can the Eagles afford another loss? You know what? I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the Vikings over the Eagles. I think the Eagles have to hit a rough spot before they get back on track. I'm gonna put the Panthers over the Jets. I I, I feel bad for Aaron Glenn. I mean, I know he's always been a big, um, you know, he's an exceptional coach. Between him and Ben Johnson, I felt that he was going to have the biggest struggles going into as the head coach of the um, head coach of the Jets. I think the Bears was a better situation to go into. Chargers over the Colts. I don't see the Colts being the Chargers for this one. Um, I see Washington taking. I can see Washington over the. I can see the Commanders over the Cowgirls there. Um, and they don't have anything really. Packers, Cardinals, Packers. Packers over the Cardinals. I see the 49ers over the Falcons. Um, oh, this is the tough one. Bucks are 5-1. Lions are 4-2. I think the Lions win. Yeah, and then you go sleeper game. Sleeper game of the week will be the Texans over the Seahawks. This is going to put them right back in a .50 percentile going into this week, which is pretty much something they need. So I'll put all my predictions in the comments so people can look them over. You guys can go give me your personal opinion, who you think's going to win, and we can go from there. But let's go to the state of emergency of the Baltimore Ravens. John Haball, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, seriously, what are you doing right now? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what drugs you're on. But I'm going to say this right now. You are not helping us at all. Not one effing bit. So here is the problem that I'm having right now with you, John Hallball. Since the season started, we lost to the Buffalo Bills by 41-40. After leading that freaking game, mind you. Won to the Browns, which was no surprise. Lost to the freaking Lions. Lost to the Chiefs. And then got steamrolled by the Texans, by the way, which we should have freaking won that damn game. And then couldn't even pull it off to beat the Rams. First of all, whose decision it was to sign Cooper Rush? Who? The guy came from Dallas. He sucked. Horrible decision. Right there, probably John Harbaugh should have been fired right then and there. So, here it is. We have the Bears coming up, the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, the Jets, the Bengals, Steelers, Bengals. Patriots, Green Bay, Pittsburgh. Okay? Right? So we play Bengals twice, so we end up meeting Joe Cool twice. Okay? We better not lose any games to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm saying this right now, we better clean sweep the Bengals and we better sweep the Browns. Because our playoff possibilities are freaking whittling down immensely quick. On top of that, when is John Harbaugh going to be held to the same standards that Brian Billick was held when he won their first Super Bowl? They got fired after X amount of seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. I think John Harbaugh has been riding this high from the time he got into the league, led the Ravens to 5 AFC Championship games straight, and up winning the fucking Super Bowl, and has consistently, they have held that on him. That's why he hasn't fucking left. Is that a bad thing? Do I think it's stupid? It is. I personally don't like it, man. I don't like it. I don't like the way the Ravens are dealing with this. You know, so when the Baltimore Ravens coach John Harbaugh stepped to the podium on Sunday, his first words to reporters spoke. He's like, obviously, I am getting a little tired of getting up here and having this conversation. Good. You should. You shouldn't be fucking losing. So the Ravens have lost 4 straight games to tie the worst start in franchise history, which sets up the most critical bye of Harbaugh's 18 damn seasons in Baltimore. The Ravens' mindset this week is to clean up the surprising mistakes which have heightened the frustration level around the team. Baltimore's fix-it list includes areas that have gone from sources of pride to glaring weakness: short yardage offense, turnovers, pass rushing. Even though Baltimore will get a boost from expected return from the injured quarterback Lamar Jackson from a hamstring injury, the Ravens understand their margin of error is extremely thin. Extremely thin is fucking pushing it. The only worst thing is an 0-6, so yes, it's a big hole, says Pro Bowl center Taylor Lindenbaum. We're going to have to bounce back and take some time to reflect on this bye week. We have 11 games left to turn the table, to run the table, turn the table to run it. Fucking yes. Listen, the final seconds of the first half, it looked like Baltimore was going to take a 10-3 lead over the Rams when it faced second and goal from the 1-yard line. But the Ravens failed to punch the ball across the goal line on 3 fucking tries, including 2 tush pushes with tight end Mark Andrews. Running back Derrick Henry was kind of pissed off when the goal line troubles. That's just unacceptable. That's not good enough. It just seems like a repetitive thing, which is kind of frustrating. That's what King Henry, aka Derrick Henry, said. Okay? The Ravens had been nearly automatic when they got close to the end zone last season. Baltimore scored touchdowns, 31-35 goal-to-goal drives. That's a 88.6%. Which was third best rate in the NFL. This year, the Ravens has reached the end zone 4 of 7 goal-to-go situations and is a 57.1, which ranks 28th in the fucking league. What are you doing, John Harbaugh? You're going to sit here, you're going to say the one thing in my mind on offense is short yardage and goal line? Get out of here. You know what your first thing on your mind is? Get your head out of your ass. Fucking fix your roster debt. Get rid of fucking Cooper Rush and get a better fucking backup quarterback. Joe Flacco has been handing around the AFC North like a freaking prostitute for the last 2 goddamn seasons. And you guys don't even have the balls to give that man a call, bring him the fuck home for a season, so in the event something happens, we still can be in the potential playoff hunt. This is the incompetence of John Haball. The incompetence of that fucking front office. When Ozzy left, I fucking thought we were in good hands. We haven't won a goddamn fucking AFC Championship game. We haven't been to a goddamn other Super Bowl. Sorry, this is a passionate freaking episode because I am a diehard Baltimore Ravens fan. I am so diehard, I go back to when they were the Cleveland Browns. I moved from that with that franchise from Cleveland to fucking Baltimore. Dealt with all the heartbreak, dealt with all that bullshit, dealt with all that crap. To have a team that is one of many with generational talent such as Lamar Jackson to fucking collapse once again in a lead-in situation. What do you have to do as a fucking coach to win a game? You know? To me, the way I have always looked at it is when you have things like this, when you have such a talented roster of players, how are you failing your team? How are you failing your community that supports you as a team? Well, this is the point. The biggest point of contention is the fumbling. 5 lost fumbles. They ranked only behind the Jets and the Titans in that category. The coaches can preach technique called the Raven's Claw to secure the ball. When the player has the ball, his loose hand is used to grip the other wrist. We've never been fumbling team. Yeah, I don't know about that. Lamar Jackson has been fumbling a lot in the back. Traded your former first round all the way to lost it to your brother's team on October 7th, and then watch Travis Robinson break his foot on Sunday, which will sideline him for 6 to 8 fucking weeks. They lost 2 outside linebackers because they are hurt already. You trade one to the Chargers, to your brother's team, thinking we're good. No, we're not good. You have another player on the fucking practice squad that wants to already fucking lose. You're relying on 2 fucking healthy rookies. You're relying on 2 rookies in Mike Green and David Ojabo. Like they're gonna be the fucking second coming of Ray Lewis and fucking Jamie Chopper. You are or Peter Bolward. That's not what's going to happen, guys. And Kyle Van Noy and fucking Ronquan Smith can't fucking carry that whole defense. That's the problem. The incompetence of this Baltimore Ravens coaching staff and front office for the last fucking 3 seasons have been nothing more than irratingly annoying to me. I feel, and I'll always feel this way, you need to bring back Joe Flacco next season if he's available. Have him as the backup in an event that something happens with Lamar Jackson. Stop picking up these bums that can't fucking play quarterback and has no fucking clue how to properly play because they came from shitty organizations. That's the way I fucking feel about it. That's only if fucking um, The last team to make the playoffs with a 1-5 start was the 2020 Washington football team, aka the Washington Redskins, aka the Washington Commanders. The Ravens could potentially bounce back, but that is a hard fucking maybe. Pardon my language. Pardon my swear. I'm a very passionate person about when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. People need to know that about me. I love this team. It is a team I raised my kids, my two boys on. Watch a game. The tear ran down my face when they won the fucking second Super Bowl. I want them to win another fucking Super Bowl before I fucking die. Give me one more fucking Super Bowl victory, and then they give you whatever the fuck you want, you know? I don't think John Harbaugh will be back next season if they have a losing record. And it has to be a really bad losing record. Like, we're talking they only won like 5 games for the whole season. And if that's the case, then he's gone. A 5-12 record won't cut it. The owner, Steve Bellucci, will fucking fire him if they go 5-12. John Harbaugh's record overall with the Baltimore Ravens is not that bad. Yeah, I mean, 18 seasons. John Harbaugh's record is pretty good for the most part. Now I'm gonna look up his overall record in the 18 seasons he's been here. John Harbaugh statistics category. Let's see here. Why did I do that? That's not what I wanted. There. All right, let's see here. $18 years record-wise. 173 wins and 109 losses as of this moment. It's the playoffs. Full coaching history. Let's see. I don't know if that's playoffs or just summary of. Let's see here. Yeah, so no, this is just basic overall. Because 64, 67 doesn't sound like. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, I mean, I'm trying to see how many losing seasons he's had, and then go from there. They normally tell you. So let's see. He only had one losing season, and that was 2015. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so he had only one losing season. In 18 seasons. Oh, no. Take that back. Two losing seasons. 2015, 2021. That's more. So that's John Harbaugh. Let's go back to the other gentleman I compared him to, was Brian Billick, when he was the head coach of the Ravens, right? He had one. He had 1, 2, 3 losing seasons with the Baltimore Ravens. The third losing season was 5-11, 2007, when he got fired and got replaced with John Harbaugh. So if this season's a losing season, we should expect John Hallwell to be gone. And if that happens, then the question is, who's the next man to step up and undertake this disaster that is the Baltimore Ravens? Well, I'm done with my rant. I have to go. But I'll see you guys again. You guys have a good day. This is AJ from the Morning Blitz Sports Talk Radio on the Hardcore Sports Network. Talk to you guys.